Getting fired was among the best things that ever happened to me. Really? That's a true statement from me to you. I'm Greg with Job Tips and Straight Talk. And yes, in 2012, I was laid off among 2,000 other people that lost their jobs, and a large company had a huge downsizing. And over the next 12 months, another 1,000 people or so went away. Over the next 18 months, I think another 1,500 in total went away. So all total, about 3,500 or more people lost their jobs. And I was among them. And at the time, I was 49 years old, and I just said, I'm not going to work for somebody else ever again. I decided I did not want my future in the hands of someone else ever again. So I said, I'm going to start my own business. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but thought about fast food franchises, different kinds of automotive repair shop opportunities, and I landed on the carpet cleaning industry and the water damage restoration and upholstery care, tile floor care, and so on. Then later opened a rug washing facility for high-end and common area rug washing, similar to a dry cleaners for your clothes, but for rugs. And it worked out extremely well. But what it did for me was it got me out of the golden handcuffs. I had a really good job. It was a strong six-figure salary job, company car, all the good benefits. But it all went away in one phone call. And I realized, I of course knew that nothing is sure anyway, but it was with a company that had 30-year employees, 44-year employees, 35, 40-year, second, third generation employees. It was what one would have otherwise thought to be a pretty secure company to work for. And it was a position that generally was considered pretty safe until that fateful time came, and no position was safe. The CEO even lost his job. I mean, it was 10% across every department all over the entire company in the initial wave, and then even more. And I just realized, wow, that's a lot of risk to put in the hands of someone else. Now, when you work for yourself, you could also fail. You could also go out of business and go broke. I understand that, and I also understand that roughly 80% of all businesses that start are out of business within the first 5 years. Among those that remain, roughly 80% of those, 80, are out of business in the next 5 years. So if you run the math, from opening to 10 years out, only 4% on average of businesses are still in business. So it's a risk. It certainly is a risk. So it's not something that should be just entered into lightly. It should be well researched. It should be something that you have determined has a very high probability of being successful for all the different reasons that you might analyze and make that determination. But the point is, it worked out well. It is not a national company. It's a local service company. But I am self-employed. I have people now that do the work. And unless I'm retired, by the time you see this video, I'll be doing videos long after I've retired. But the point is that I determined to do my own thing, to chart my own course, and to not allow my future to be at the end of anyone's phone call ever again. Ever again. That everything about whether I was going to be successful or not is on me. Now, that's a heavy load. That's a heavy load. And not everyone has the entrepreneurial or self-employment kind of stomach that they can take it, because it does require a cast iron stomach and nerves of steel. There are times where you're like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I could be completely broke. Things are not going well. Or things are going very, very well. Whatever. But there are times where you're not sure. And you see the peaks and valleys, and can I survive the next valley? Am I saving money, putting money aside to weather the next storm? It's a big deal, and it's not for everyone. But I'll tell you something, if you give it some thought, you think about it, losing your job may be the best thing for you, because it may force you to then look deeper within to say, what can I do? I can do more than this, whatever this is. I do have the resources up here to do it. I do have a way of networking with other people who have been successful working for themselves. Whether or not they become wealthy is almost irrelevant, because I'll tell you that from the money I made and the benefits that I had to working for myself, no, I've not made the same income. It's been close. I've not had the same benefits, the same retirement opportunities, the same all that. I get that. It served us well, but at the same time, I've had a tremendous peace of mind knowing that however I grow my business or develop my financial future, I have all the opportunities in the world because I'm making my decisions. I have the ability to pull from here the vast resources that God has given me to make things happen outside of myself in terms of the initial, I'm just working for somebody else and this is all I can do and this is going to be a great career and all that. I kind of muddled my way through that, but I hope you follow my point here. It could be the best thing to ever happen to you. So if you lose your job, I would say put in your mind now that if I lose my job, how will I'll say recover, but what kind of business can I start? Might that be the best thing to ever happen to me? I'll tell you, I would not have started my own business had I not lost my job, because you got the golden handcuffs, right? You're there and you're making a good salary. Maybe you're not strong six figures. I was there. Maybe you're in the high, 70s, 80s, 90s. But what if you end up in the $200,000 income range, working for yourself? Or maybe not. Maybe you're in the same income category, but you're not answering to a corporate bureaucracy anymore. You're not having to deal with all that stuff. Who knows? Lots of reasons that working for yourself can be very beneficial, and losing your job may be the best thing to ever happen to you. So if you lose your job, don't have that mindset that how am I going to make it? What am I going to do? I have to find another job. Maybe you don't have to find another job. Maybe you work for yourself starting now, and you create, you create your future. Kind of follow me. You don't have all that entirely control, all the control, entirety in your hands. I get that. There are a lot of other forces, but still, you're the one that's steering the ship. That's getting there. That's pushing the boat, if you will. You got all the, relatively speaking, control in your hands, not somebody else pushing you or pulling you this direction or that direction or whatever. It's you that's making it happen, and you can stay small. There may be opportunity to grow like crazy. You just don't know until you do it. And you may be forced to do it. And if it does happen, look at it as an opportunity. Try not to look at it as a woe is me, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So it's the best I got for you. It's kind of where I wanted to go with this. I'm going to end this sort of in a clunky sort of a way, but I hope you got some value from it. It's something that's been in my heart and in my head for a while. Wanted to talk to you just briefly about it, to not beat yourself up because you get laid off. It might be the best thing that ever happened to you. All right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.